here, usually, because then you can talk about perfect stuff.
And yeah, live streaming on Vimeo right now for us.
Here.
Perfect. Great, yeah.
No,
I think we're all
so,
set.
yeah, we're here.
Thank you.
We can ask him that.
How you doing? Hey, good. Alex.
Hi, Alex. Quick question,
Yeah.
because I know that this is like a smart TV and all that.
Mhm.
Oh, you guys moved the thing over here, nice.
Yeah, definitely.
For them to go into Instagram and stuff, can it be done now during the meeting? Because I know I've seen them like this is in the background,
Mhm.
and then they'll go in and they'll do whatever they got to do on the internet, but this doesn't stop recording.
Actually, yeah, we should read that. I think we just synchronize. So it doesn't allow to minimize. But yeah, we could definitely throw. We're just trying to head over to Instagram. Yeah, so it should keep recording in the background here for us. And then it's also live streaming to Vimeo.
Oh, nice.
And then if they need to log into Instagram,
Let me
yeah.
let me check here. Is that? Yeah, let me see. Did I write that? Queens.
That's it.
Here it is. Oh, there you go. So see, you can just come over and click over here when you're ready, and then show it like that.
And you can share, and that could be shared? That screen could be shared
So
while it's recording?
if it's recording, we can share it, but then it's gonna show only that screen.
What's being shared?
Yeah, and until you stop sharing, so that would
Okay.
be right here in the Zoom. And then you can do share screen, and then it'll let you select whichever screen you want, so we do the Google.
I look like a crazy man. I'll give that to Maurice, I'll let Maurice stand on it. I had.
No, my pleasure.
Appreciate it, bro.
No.
We have 3 office, right? One of them was on training, one of them was sick. And but they're doing all the things for the employees. We have 1,500 kids in our school.
I don't.
I was dying.
Nice to meet you, Lisa.
Who? She said it'll be late. It's
Well, I take, you guys still want me to take the minutes?
Huh?
You guys still want me to take the minutes or?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. We have.
Whatever, it's on now. Sorry, what I. I'm just gonna leave it, yeah. Just record. It's live.
Nosotros a mí me gusta yo tengo que
Yeah, but these are, run. Yeah, he won't be here. What, when you switch to solo and then solo, take it, which right now. What? And it's like. Rob, don't throw up any gang signs or nothing. But,
Oh, thank you for letting me know.
yeah.
So when you are either a month, that's it. And then it's I don't know. I don't know.
I know, because it's slow. But it'll be muted. And then you want to make something, I don't know, I'm trying. All right, good evening or early evening, everyone. My name is Brian Rodriguez, Chair for the Town of Miami Lakes Activities Task Force. I'm going to be calling this meeting hold on. Today is November 15th, 2023. It is a regularly scheduled meeting. We'll be calling this meeting to order at 5:06 p.m. If we can have a roll call, please.
Brian Rodriguez.
Present.
Marita Dog.
Present.
Ariana Richards is present. Angelica Torres. Leila Coliella. Darwin Amador. Gabriela Vega. Leonardo Madera.
Present.
Ana Soto. Present. Taylor Carvalho. Present. And Haley Frienton present.
For showing up tonight. We'll move on to public comments. Are there any members of the public that would like to speak?
So I'll take over this one. Remember, we have been talking about, the lack of, desserts that we have for the, movies at the park.
Yes.
They're the girls from the Tres Leche, the best Tres Leche in the world. And, they wanted to just talk about what they have in their food truck and all that, so that, you know, if it's something that the town wants to, you know, partner up with them and for any of those events, then that's what they're doing.
You had me at midnight.
So they are the best?
Oh, they brought samples.
They even brought a tree.
Oh, yeah.
Hands down, it's delicious.
Really?
Yeah. And they also contribute to the breast cancer when we're doing the donations. So they were kind enough to donate a tray to this leche. So it was the first thing to go.
Welcome, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is there anything you want to add or?
Yes, and
My name is, excuse me, there you go. Hi, my name is Lisa Munguia. I'm the co-founder of Tres Leches Queen & Co. It's my sister's and I's business, and we started our business in the middle of the pandemic, almost 4 years ago. And fast forward to now, we own our first food truck. We are all over like Miami-Dade, Broward County, specifically mostly Miami Lakes, is where we're from. We often go to the Miami Lakes Farmers Market, so I'm not sure if you guys have seen us there, but we offer a wide variety of tres leches, literally everything that you can think of different flavors in tres leches, kind of like an ice cream shop, but there. It is a family-owned business, so it's my sister and I, we're the owners. Whole family works with us, mom, dad, brother, and yeah, that's it. I was gonna say sister, but you are my sister. And we are super excited, and we hope to, you know, work with you guys in the future. They were telling me about future events that you guys are gonna have, like the movie nights, and we would like to, you know, more information and see how we can participate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
and just, you know, like on Instagram, from when they started, they have like about 25,000 followers now. And it's literally growing day by day, so.
Sweet.
Through the chair, I just wanna add that I've had leches from you guys, and
Oh.
it is like the best. So thank you guys for coming on, and yeah, hopefully we can talk about some things that.
Thank you for having us.
That's great. Any more public comments?
When are we gonna break into that?
Seeing none, public comments is now closed. We'll move on to the adoption of the minutes. Take a minute or two to look over the minutes. If there's anything that you need to have changed, or if you want to accept it as presented, feel free to make that motion. I know we're still missing the minutes from the emergency meeting that we had, incorrect, that Taylor was the secretary. We need those ASAP because now we're like 3 months behind, and those have to go into public record.
We're not 3 months.
I was.
We're behind.
Two
Not even that.
meetings behind. Now.
Not 2 months. Yeah, Taylor, when you have a chance, don't rush. I mean, don't take,
No, a little bit of a rush, but I definitely got you.
no worries.
I just don't have my laptop on.
It's okay. No. And tomorrow or Friday would be fantastic. I'm not gonna be here next week, so that'd be fantastic.
I'm not gonna be here next. I got you.
You go-
Tomorrow, I have it.
Where you go?
University.
Awesome.
I'll move to approve the minutes with no corrections.
We have a
second.
motion, and we have a second. Any discussion?
We have to wait till end of the meeting.
We don't.
I think we should eat while we're.
While we were- yeah,
While we were- eat while we
Yeah, we
were-
gotta keep going to get this up, but if you guys wanna go, go. Any discussion regarding the motion that's on the table and not food?
A second.
Maybe in a second.
Okay.
All right, seeing no discussions, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, seeing none, motion passes. We'll move on to item 5, order of business, referrals, additions, deletions. I'm gonna make a motion to add item 6A, spring fling, and as well as item 7A, which is going to be the leaves at the park because I forgot to put it on the agenda. Do I have a party?
Second.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Is there anything else on the agenda that anyone wants to add, defer, or delete?
Can we move Halloween to before
You know,
7, just so that, because
Yeah, just
my
provide
lieutenant,
a-
my sergeant came in for,
no, we can provide.
also talk about, those security concerns.
Just take a motion.
And I motion to move Halloween to the first whole business item.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes. Any other order of business? All right, item 5 is closed. We'll go on to new business, the committee report update on item 6. Last night, I gave the committee report to council and they had a lot of questions after. Thank you for writing the report. I did not read it at all.
Nice. Nice.
And I told them in their face that I wasn't going to read it, because I don't believe in that. I like having that face to face and not reading off of a script. Basically, it went great. They liked the report. I went over every event from last fiscal year, as well as Halloween and what we're going forward with. And we'll go into that once we get into these other line items, because I think a lot of stuff is on this agenda, a lot of events basically are on this agenda. I am also happy to report that they did pass adding our line item for the Youth Advocacy Award
With $100.
for $100. And when they realized it was only $100, they all made a face like if they were dumb and why they didn't approve it earlier. But luckily, we now have $100 for the award itself. And we'll go into more of that when we get into item 7.
And that's in addition to our budget that they're getting from another fund engagement.
Yep. Yeah, so the other committees that were there last night, they had the most questions for me. It wasn't anything bad. They like what we're doing, and I think they kind of realized that our budget's not high enough. And I'll go into that once we get into the line items that we have on the agenda. Because they asked some questions and basically every answer that I gave them was money related. Because it's the truth. When it comes to presenting to council or working with town staff, Ernie can attest to this, I'm very blunt with the city, with the town. I'm not gonna fluff it up and be all happy-go-lucky, I'm gonna tell them how it is every time. All right, any questions regarding the committee report? Cool, we'll move on to item 6A, sprinkling. This is quick. I know it's early, but we do need to start planning this because at this point, the effectiveness task force, and I'm pretty confident to say that we have the 2 biggest events in the town of Langley. Next to 4th of July. I think we did 4th of July. When it comes to the sidewalk.
Did you ask them for $1 million so that we can bring in the chocolate?
No,
Oh, that was.
so that's why in the last line item I said I was gonna go into more detail. I spoke to the major. He's gonna look into it with his staff to see what we could do regarding having a helicopter again. The council has also expressed, all of them last night expressed that they wanted a helicopter at this event. That's the first time we did it, we brought the event up and then brought it a step down and doesn't look good on the city. Because you make an expectation and we take that expectation.
So after it happened, everything was the security concern about having the chopper there, and just, it was a little bit out of control. And just if we were gonna do it again, that we wanted to make sure that we had barricades and we
Yeah,
had like
space and
specific,
security.
yeah,
Okay.
because it was out of control. It could have gone very bad.
So the reason I wanted to bring this line item on the agenda today is to start planning this. If we want to do a chopper, that's a lot of logistics. If we want, we could find sponsors for barricades, that'd be awesome. If we get barricades, I can tell you right now, the likelihood of getting a chopper is a lot higher and almost 100% if we have barricades.
How much of the barricade?
I'm telling you, that's why it's a sponsor. We cannot afford it.
Yeah, but I have an idea.
I don't know. I don't buy I don't have barricades.
You know how much? Does the police not have like an estimate? Barricades, you guys?
No, we don't have, the town, all these events, they hire
You know who?
Bob's barricades.
Bobs.
Bob's barricade.
Maybe you guys
No,
want
I
to reach out
think
to the girls.
so we were talking, remember, we're talking to Soto, I think it was
Double A,
barricade.
double A, yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
a few things when it comes to this event. I did speak to the police department regarding last year's event. Yes, it was a great successful event, but we did lose control of the event at one point because of the amount of people. And that comes down to how many volunteers we have and how many committee members are there that day. So this year I'm asking that, for this upcoming Easter, go ahead. I'm asking that all of us are out there as much as possible. If I'm giving you a recommendation, it's gonna sound crazy. It is gonna sound crazy, but I would recommend bringing 300 volunteers out for this event. The reason for this, hold on, let me speak.
It's like all the.
Let me speak on why. Let me speak on why. Where did we lose control of this event?
I don't remember. losing control.
No, we didn't lose control of the face painting area in the egg.
Six moms got into a fight in front of my face.
Okay, well,
I felt shady.
but that's whatever.
That's minor.
That's minor
And the
compared to
egg
losing
Oh my
control.
gosh, he's talking about when the parents went in, they
Yeah,
said.
I did remember that.
Yeah. They stormed in.
We never you have a barricade
The
around.
reason I say, and we can lower the number, but the reason I say that amount of volunteers just in the egg hunt area, it creates a barrier. Everyone has their vests. We bought vests for a reason. We can always find more vests. Those neon vests
Create a human chain.
and create a human chain, basically keeping people back if we can't do barricades.
But let me ask you something, if the chopper comes out, isn't everybody going to go into that one section?
Yes.
When we did the chopper, we had both areas. We had the big area and then we had the little area. But when we did the chopper, it was one big area and then the little ones.
And the little kid, so
So the
Technically, you only
helicopter,
need-
the helicopter is only doing one drop. And
Well, it's multiple drops, but it's in the middle, yeah. They come in and out.
multiple drops?
Ariana, you were there for that one. Well, the reason it's multiple drops is because we're in an airspace, in a flight path.
Yeah.
So the helicopter multiple times has to move in and out of the airspace. For planes. But, okay,
and nobody was allowed to do the final pass, no?
well, they didn't even get to the final pass because someone said something wrong on the microphone that sounded like go and everyone went in. So we
That's why,
lost.
again, that's why the security issue is big.
That's why,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I'm recommending having more volunteers, we give them hours. And honestly, what's been happening with volunteers with this committee is sad. We vote on having a number of volunteers and the town, I'm not blaming you, but. I believe we voted on 150 volunteers and we asked, and for some reason, the town asked for 75.
The town?
That's what it was.
Right.
We have to open it back up again, something like that. I think we need to start overbooking or getting more volunteers to have more as backups. I'd rather have more than have less, especially during this Easter event. If we've done this Easter event before, and I know Ariana's done it, where it was just the committee members and 3 volunteers because no one showed up. I think we need to start getting our numbers up when it comes to this event specifically to have control of the event. We don't have to talk about it today per se, but I'm just giving you the recommendation. Including more eggs and things like that, but we are looking into the helicopter. I know the town as well, the council found out last night. And we're not allowed to take donations from churches. Or sponsorship from churches or religious institutions.
That's correct.
They were very upset when I told them that last night because they didn't know about that. The
Wait,
council did not know about
Who
that.
didn't know about
The
that?
council did not know about that.
They passed the.
They said they're gonna repeal the ordinance next meeting.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get our.
Yeah, that's the order.
Yeah.
they said they're gonna repeat it because they want us to get money from the church. to
I
do it.
guess it kind of swayed them a little bit when I told them that we lost the $5,000 sponsorship of title sponsorship because of that rule. So hopefully that could be worked out and we can pay for the helicopter through a sponsor.
Real quick before I- Hey, Rob, let me ask you a quick question. Do you know if the Grams have any, you're speaking too loud. Do you know if the Grams have any barricades? For events and stuff like that, do they use that?
I would say they probably have some, but not as. many
Not
as
enough.
we need, because remember, they have everything there on Main Street already set up. They have those poles, like they have everything set up a certain way. Plus, what they have, they use like every weekend
Yeah.
at Main Street.
Do you know by any chance when the farmer's market, what time it is? Is it early in the morning?
The event is, which one?
The farmer's market.
It is usually, setup is like at 9 AM and the event is at 4 PM.
So
You outside?
Right in the morning.
we gotta start looking into this because.
I mean, I like, if the thing with the chopper doesn't happen, I like 5 minutes before getting,
Which is fine, not
You
even,
know.
yeah, right before, that's fine too.
before getting them all out, and then.
But the chopper just adds, well, remember, by the way, the chopper does not spread out the eggs. Right, you know that, if you were there that day, the chopper is literally there for looks. And the cool aspect of having a helicopter dropping eggs in the sky. It does not affect anything when it comes to us throwing the eggs. And also having a lot of volunteers helps with spreading the eggs faster in that limited amount of time and we keep more control of them. So I'll table it for now, but next meeting, let's start coming up with a plan. If anyone has sponsorship ideas for barricades and stuff like that. That's how other cities with helicopters do it. Coral Gables does it, Kendall does it. A bunch of other cities do it and they have barricades around the area of the helicopters dropping.
Keep in mind, they also have a bigger budget to work with,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
don't lose, I don't want anybody losing sight of that.
But if we.
You wanna make
if
it,
we
you
get a-
wanna make the event bigger, better, you need monies, period.
And if we could get those barricades sponsored, that's even easier. So we'll look into that and we'll see if we can reach it. All right, anything else on Spring Fling before I move on? Anyone wants to bring up? Cool. We're gonna go to old business item 8, which is Halloween. This year was probably the craziest. When I mean crazy, it's like a good thing. The craziest I've ever seen the Halloween event ever in the town of Miami Lakes. I confidently say that we had more people, or almost more people than 4th of July. That park was packed. The front of the stage was packed, the whole event. People were camped out with their blankets and their chairs, having a good time at this event. Everything was packed. The line for the haunted house, we moved, just so you guys know, I met with the food truck guy before the event even started, a few days before. We moved the food trucks back just for the line of the haunted house, and somehow the haunted house line still made it there. Into the food truck area. The haunted house was awesome. It is expensive, but it was a success. The pumpkins were gone in 30 minutes or less.
No, like an hour.
We ran out of stickers, that was the issue, we didn't end up, yeah.
Candy was gone in an hour. I know that.
Yeah.
The town does know about this because they brought it up last time. Hopefully them and me talking to them about this and the council says that it happened, if they were there and saw that it happened, will know that we need more money for this event. They were shocked when I told them how much the haunted house cost with the stage. It was more than our budget. So hopefully it sways them a little bit to give us more money. Because you know, their events are going up, budgets not moving. The other things, candy was gone, we need more candy. I know we buy the same dollar amount of candy every year, but the price is going up, that dollar amount means the amount of candy is going down. So I think we do need to look into buying more candy, buying more pumpkins, making this event a little bit better. I did talk to the town yesterday about the trunk or treat idea. They love the idea. Maybe doing a little charge for the entries and having a competition with the residents. And then we provide the candy as well for the trunk or treat. The council's all over it and they love it. So hopefully we can listen to that once the time comes again. Any other updates? I know everyone was here, so I want to go through everyone to see.
I actually want to take a quick moment to thank Ms. Soto and every student that worked for the costumes and for the candy donations. Thank you very much. And to many, it may not have seemed like it was a lot. It was plenty. Okay, and you know, beggars can't be choosers. I think you guys did an outstanding job. So thank you and kudos to all your students. Haley, thank you. Those two rock stars over there, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys kick butt, as always. As always.
Thank you.
So thank you.
I want to second that. Everybody was incredible and the volunteers, everybody's running around. Like it looked like everybody was being paid high dollar for the event. You guys were just like running around, getting everything done. It's
This
impressive.
is the first time I've seen the volunteers in order and stay in their places at all times. And I didn't get mad at any I did, but I always do. But it wasn't out of control with volunteers when, to the point where they left to go eat. They didn't really leave. They were in their section. We were still setting up till the time of the event and we set up on time. I think we do the same thing next year. All the volunteers were awesome. They all helped.
It was very good.
Did we get our money back for that light?
No, it's still pending.
Okay.
We're not gonna get our money back. We're gonna get credit,
Oh, that's fine.
which is fine, because we have
have
a
a
night
night
event coming up. So we-
Moving supplier comments. Yeah. Go ahead.
The issue about the cameras inside the haunted house, I don't know if we're gonna talk about that for next year, if we want either cameras inside or if we want better lighting over in the haunted house.
So, but I wouldn't do better lighting. There was enough light in
I wouldn't put cameras in. What is the purpose?
I wouldn't,
If
so
somebody inside gets attacked, we have no way of.
regarding cameras, I wouldn't,
I don't wanna think the worst.
as a committee, I wouldn't purchase cameras. I would talk to FX. They should, I bet you they have something like that.
Did they tell you they were gonna have cameras next year?
No,
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 but
they never mentioned it. This is the first time.
we can always talk to them for next year because they do haunted houses. That's one of their things that they do as a company.
Rob, what are your thoughts?
So we had a huge problem with lighting because,
Yeah.
anything that would have gone down in that part, would have been a problem. More of a problem only because we couldn't see. We couldn't see. We have the haunted house area that was super dark. You can't see the people there. The forest in the back, super dark. The playground was a big one. Every year, kids go to the playground. You couldn't see anybody. We had one lost kid and it was like, okay, what do we, we know what to do. We have our protocol, but you can't see anybody. So we need to set up, I think we need to set up 5 lights only because if we have the same problem we had this year with lights not working,
I didn't even say one.
then we have backups. We have backups because it was running around all night.
One of them
it
was
wasn't
broken, one
working.
kept turning off.
Right, remember we were up there,
I was trying to jumpstart it.
yeah, brought a jump starter and, the fuse, we figured out it was a fuse,
more
and then the other one would turn on and then would turn off, and then every 20 minutes, so like, we're leaving our posts, trying to get to these lights, trying to figure out what's going on, move the lights at that moment. One thing the lieutenant brought up was, maybe the night before, figure out where the lights are gonna go. At night, boom, this is perfect, we turn them off, and then by the next day, turn them on, and we're good.
Yeah, additionally, just ironically enough, the night before, we ended up doing a burglary detail on the same night, and they ended up having only one security guard there, and it was extremely dark. I can't even stress that enough. I can't, if I can say that I didn't feel obviously adequate lighting, obviously safety for us as officers who are armed, I can imagine what it must be like for that gentleman that was sitting there by himself as well. With that being said, it's not only, the pre-planning obviously is very important, right? So as I know the volunteers typically go the night before, I think that's when you met with Oscar and the food truck people to ascertain. I think that would be a good time just to kind of do like a quick run through, make sure all the lights are in working order, make sure that they're properly placed. And I mean, and for liability purposes, I mean, that play area for the kids, it was swarmed with kids and you can't keep those kids from there. You're at a park, right? So I think obviously that's a pivotal point in reference just to safety. And for officers and even for patrons, I understand the premise of a haunted house, right? It's supposed to be dark and scary in that whole night. But do we want to get the effect of it being scary, or do we want to ensure that the patrons, officers, volunteers, food trucks, everybody, they're safe? So I would always be a proponent, and obviously I'm biased. My proponent is always safety overall. So that would just be where my stance lies, and I think 5 lights in essence, if I'm gonna talk, I mean, that might not even be enough. But we can try it out in reference. I know the lights are adjustable and we can face them in different directions and all that. I think it's very, very important, and it's the first time that I've been there. We're working the event. Like he said earlier, it was extremely packed. Something does happen with the amount of people. I'm gonna tell you, we won't be able to make out who's who. Trying to address any concern or any issues is gonna be very, very difficult given the growth of the event as a whole. I can only imagine that next year might be even higher, considering the success that this had. So those are just my concerns, obviously, and I would like to, obviously curtail those things to just make sure that obviously this event continues to grow, and obviously, that we do things to keep the patrons as safe as possible.
I agree with you on that. The problem with this is, and it's the same thing every year, we've gone through this before, is money. We don't have enough sponsors. The town doesn't budget us.
How much is it like?
Just so,
Each site is, well, for those 3 lights, it was $317. So if you're looking at a 2 additional, you're looking at probably another 200.
which is fine. But at the end of the day, it is a budgeting issue as well, where I've talked to them before in the past, where safety is my #1 thing. And Moritz was there one day when we presented in front of council for this reason, is bringing in more police, bringing in more lighting, bringing in more security type stuff, so we have more eyes and lighting and things like that at these events. When it comes to those type of things, though, just so you guys are aware, our budget was $15,000 for this event. The haunted house with the stage cost 18. So that's what I'm talking about when things go up in price and our budgets don't move. It's very difficult, and then you can start seeing the quality of our events start going down.
This is where the committee should come to play and figure out what it is you want to do. If we cannot gather any more monies, and we have what we have, you either have to eliminate something to provide more light or more
I
security.
have a crazy idea which would solve the lighting issue real quick, is moving the event as a whole to a different location. When I say this, yes, parking is not ample. I'll give you an example. If you did it at Royal Oaks Park, you have the lighting in the field. At that rate, we'd probably have to bus people in. Use the parking that we usually use and bus people in. That's what they do for 4th of July. They bus people into that park.
The cultural affairs committee, they bus people, right?
The town buses people in. They have town buses that people get on. They go around in circles throughout the whole event and do little stops and bring people into the event. So maybe look into something like
What
that.
about Optimus? That might be better.
Optimus actually has less parking. We've looked into,
To figure the surrounding area, maybe people park.
it's actually darker too.
Yeah, parts of it.
But if we do Optimus, can't we do on Lady of the Lakes?
And I make.
There's no parking. I think there's more parking there, and there's more.
We talked to
areas.
those organizations.
And even then, on the other side of the bridge, there's that whole parking, that whole plaza.
You have to remember that's not owned by the grant.
There is a church
Yeah.
that is near Roberto Alonso Community Center,
Yeah.
where in events of that nature that are very, very big,
We could park there.
they
too,
open up
buses.
and they help out,
The one that's next to,
providing
the
parking.
ones next to the high school?
Yes,
Yeah.
by Matter Lakes.
Yeah.
And we
So
could
they've
also
opened up
use
their
Goldman-
lot.
we could also use Goldman's parking lot, which is massive. And bus people from Goldman to Royal Oaks, which is down the street. The town has buses. I don't know how many,
Town doesn't have-
we used to have big buses.
Not anymore.
We
The
could,
trolleys,
maybe we could partner up with Dade County, who knows?
Really?
Freebie, Dade County might offer a bus or two, who knows? We can work with them, we'll have to figure something out.
Yeah.
But that part, if I'm being honest, one, it's crazy open, less trees. more space, more places for people to walk, a lot more lighting. Those, if I live right next to that park, those lights, you can see the field all night. That's just an option.
It's not a bad idea. It's something we have to look into, and we also have to make sure that there is no hiccups with any prior events or programming.
It's basically trying to schedule it. Again, I think we've been blessed with this event. It went very smoothly, but it only takes one thing, one event, one thing to go wrong, heaven forbid, and then, you know.
But also by moving to a bigger park, we make the event bigger. We can make the event bigger.
We need to plan ahead.
Well, we don't have to go into too much of it tonight, but that's just some ideas.
I do know that the town will frown upon having food trucks on the grass. I do know that.
What, at
100%.
Roberto Alonso?
We
And
put 'em
also,
on-
That's their baby.
we put 'em on the track.
The haunted house on the parking lot.
Hmm?
The
We
haunted
could do the
house.
haunted house in the parking lot, or there's a basketball court there.
The biggest, okay, the basketball court, I think it's enclosed, and also
Yeah,
the issue is also, if you're taking out the parking for food trucks or haunted house or both, there's, not only did you already have
I'm
limited
not, but we don't need
parking.
to take up the parking lot for that. We have a track there too. We can use the
Yeah.
track. For food trucks.
You know,
It actually makes it easier to do that. If you think about it, it
Oh,
makes
yeah,
it
the food
easier
truck
to
can
do
go
that.
around.
It makes it
Yeah.
easier
Around.
to do that event there. You have a lot more space, a lot more people. It's
Maybe, yeah.
more
We
spread.
just have to have the town agree to schedule it. If it's important.
That's something we have to look into, guys.
That's a big asking, but,
We're looking for next. Mhm.
and it saves us money when it comes to lighting and all that stuff. It's a little more spread out. People aren't on top of each other the whole time.
We need to start planning this event a lot earlier.
I agree. Anything, oh, also talk to Oscar from the food trucks. I've never seen someone so happy.
He's awesome. He was great. Thank you.
For those that weren't there, the food trucks were there selling food until like an hour and a half after the event ended. They were still going. They made a killing, if I'm being honest. I think we need to charge more for these food trucks to be there. I don't think $100 is feasible when they're making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
You don't wanna them to not come back.
No, I know, but you gotta,
Cause you gotta look at, pros and cons with
but
that.
they loved it. They wanna come back, hearing from everyone. The only issues that I did hear that they didn't really care for, and I saw it wasn't packed a lot. It was packed up for a little bit, but at one point it kind of died out, was the bowling alley. It doesn't really go with that event, if I'm being honest with you. And then they were charging people to bowl for like 5 minutes for like $20. It wasn't cheap either. So that's something that maybe look into, is not having a bowling alley for a Halloween event.
Now, remember, guys, you all make the plans for this. You guys vote it in. We could have Oscar come by, during the time where you guys are setting it up. And let him know what you want. Very easy.
Yeah, anything else on Halloween? I know everyone was here and everyone's very quiet, so I wanna hear from at least Leo that was running the trick or treating area.
trick or treating was good. I don't know this year if we ran out because like you were saying, the same price for less candy, or if because we had more haunted house and more like tents, maybe candy ran out faster because we had 5 more tents. Maybe the kids were just giving out too much candy. I don't know what the issue was.
No, I instructed
The
them.
kids were not, because I was walking through there and they were not.
So then I think the biggest thing is just, it was, and maybe even more people.
I think it was more people.
I think also at the end, like, if we can get a sign, I had one of the volunteers say, if we can get a sign that says exit or something at the
We
end.
need better signage.
Because, yeah, maybe
That
like,
also
if-
comes into having more volunteers.
yeah, so also like at the end of the thing, he was like, there was a volunteer at the end, he was struggling to like keep people out just because of the matter of everyone trying to go in through there. And it's just like a one-way there. I think that's the biggest. thing.
My suggestion, if we do need more money for this event, what I would start doing is, and I think we'd be extremely successful with it, is charging for that haunted house. We've charged for other things in the past and we make money off of it. You charge $5 for unlimited goes in the haunted house with a wristband that you get. We get enough people to do sign in.
I think we should charge for the haunted house final.
You say, let's say $5, you get 1,000 people. Let's say $5, that's $5 in your pocket.
And it would shorten the line.
But also just like, okay, the money we won't be able to use it for Halloween.
There's other committees that charge for.
1000%.
But when
And
you're,
Brian is being generous with unlimited goes, that'd be $20.
so, I also think we need to start raising our sponsorship volume.
That I agree with. I don't think we should charge for a haunted house. I think the reason these committees are
are created is to create services for the public. And I'm okay with charging for certain components, but when you're charging for the main attraction of the event, I think it kind of takes away from it being a government event. And I'm all for making money, but we don't need,
Just so
we
you are
don't need to
aware,
make money. That's not why we were established.
just so you're aware, and I would like to implement this one day, because the city of Miramar does this. By the way, the city of Miramar does a drive-through event. They charge $20 a car for like 3 weeks. They make a killing out of that event, which I think one of the police, I forgot who it was, one of the police officers brought up for us to do that. It'd be awesome to have this event over 2 days instead of 1 or 3 days, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday type of thing, or a Friday, Saturday.
Like a drive-through?
Yeah, I've been to it. They do it at the Mandalay Street. They do it at Miramar.
Miramar Regional
Park.
by Memorial.
I mean, that park is also massive.
Massive, it's.
So what they do is that they do it on the backside, so they literally have everybody enter literally on the west side of the park. Kind of drive the entire way through. It literally looks like you can probably easily have 500, 600, 700 cars there, and they're all in the park. It is that big, and it's literally winds the entire way through. They go onto, they do like a winding kind of thing and exit out back, and you exit.
Like a haunted forest.
Yeah, and you exit by the back by where the hospital is.
So you have people coming to the car scaring people. And-
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all it is. So there's no patrons walking, there's nothing. It's literally you come in, you drive through and you go home. That's it. There's no food vendors, there's nothing. It's just literally just that. People are driving through.
And that's the reason I say, and they're charging residents to do this, and the city is paying for that. I understand Miami Lakes is paying for us to do this event, but at the end of the day, when they're not raising our budget, there's some things that we have to do.
I mean, at the same time, it would be harder to keep track of like getting the wristbands to everyone. It'll be like sprinkling craziness with Halloween craziness. It'll be like 10 times crazier. It'll be like hard to manage.
Just keeping account, taking account that park versus any park that we have doesn't compare. We're not gonna have anybody driving through anything. So if you want something similar to that,
I didn't mean similar to that, I meant like charging people. People are going to pay no matter what. $5 is nothing. If you think about it, they're not gonna think about it. They're not gonna think twice about $5 to go into a
I
haunted
agree.
house.
I agree.
Through the chair,
I mean, unless you guys do like a prepayment thing, like they say in event, like
we do.
That's how we do it. Everybody prepays and they come with their QR code or whatever and come in and
That's it. Have some part of the haunted house. Yeah, that's it. The one time.
So now you guys are dealing with hand-to-hand stuff too, because then that then adds a ripple effect for us in reference to securing the money too.
through the chair, where are we at with money on the Halloween event? So can you give us an update on that?
Nothing.
How much did we totally get, including budget money and sponsorship? How much was spent? Did we go over?
We spent all of it,
We
and
went
then
over.
some,
So where,
not by much.
Because that
$72.
pillow,
$72.
we moved up, remember, we moved $700.
What do you mean out of what?
out of what? $72 over what's the total amount?
Oh, it was 18, it was 26, I think it was. 26K. No, I'm sorry, 25K.
And if you think about it, 25K is over $1 a person. If we charge for that haunted house, we're making back half our budget basically or more. You could charge $5 per person.
The idea isn't a bad idea, however, it's what someone said it, one of the members said it. We're not using that money.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How does that carry over? Does that carry over into the budget
We
year?
won't. So here's how that would work. When we go into planning our budget, you plan accordingly. If we know we're charging for the haunted house, right? You plan accordingly. You make, let's just say we're charging $5 and we know this event's crazy successful, right? Yes, it's taking a risk at the end of the day. But we know, and I'm just gonna use sprinkling as an example. I probably wouldn't defund that one and put more money towards Halloween. But if you use that as an example, right? That money, whatever you make, can go straight to swing. Because now that's committee investment or whatever it's called. The money that our committee makes, we can use for whatever we want.
That has to be in like the.
And we used to do that. Yeah, we used to do that with other events was and Ariana used to do, I think you were here when we did that, where there were events at $0 and the money we made from movies at the park funded those events. We had a scavenger hunt that was at $0.
Scavenger hunt.
The movies at the park, we made a killing at movies at the park selling like over 1,000 per movie, selling food and drinks and candy and stuff. Right, that's more than what we made with the food trucks. So we made that. That funded the scavenger hunt, Miami Lakes Rocks, which was a concert at the park that we rented a whole stage for at Miami Lakes Optimist that cost well over $2,000 just for the stage. That was a $0 event. So I'm giving you examples of you plan these accordingly. We charge for some of these events. We're gonna make that money. We know we're already at that stage where we are a high top tier event committee where we know we're gonna get people. This year with everything going on right now in the world and we had over 15,000 people show up to Halloween. Let's say we're up there right now. People were worried that we weren't gonna have people at this event and we blew expectations.
So next year we'll start planning it earlier and we'll.
I say we start planning it in February.
Absolutely. And we'll hammer out.
I thought you were gonna say now, and I was
We
like.
can. But I'm just letting you guys know, when it comes to budget season again, maybe look into something like that and charging, because we can make our budget back for that event easy and more. Think about it, how many people do you think went through that haunted house?
A lot.
Over 1,000 easy. $5 a person, that's $5 grand out in your pocket. That's enough to fund.
It's hard to quantify the amount of people that were there, but one big thing from this event to like the 4th of July is people are waiting on the 4th of July for a specific time. So you can go, okay, there's, 10,000 people here. Here, a lot of people were coming and going. So there was a ton of people, it's just how many people were there is it's tough. There's a lot of people were coming and going, they weren't there the whole time.
That part was packed.
Yeah, it was super.
I'd say at least $15. And it sounds like a crazy number, but at the end of the day, we had a full park with people coming and going the whole time. So you have to count new people as well. Easy. 15,000 people. That was insane.
And those helpful parking too, is people coming and going.
I don't think anyone got told from CDS, so everybody knows.
Not that I wasn't made aware of that.
Also, last thing regarding Halloween, when it comes to our volunteers, please, if you guys see our volunteers are taking their stuff out there with them, because I told them not to multiple times, their stuff got stolen. They don't listen. People don't care, and they decided to leave it at a tent unattended, and guess what? Their wallet was gone, their phone was gone, this and that was gone, all their clothes were gone, because they decided to take their stuff out, so. Just for that, and I think we need more volunteers next year. All right, anything else?
Not on mine.
You could think about? No?
We need to try some dessert.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab it and pass it around.
Thank you.
The sponsors were happy. The volunteers were happy with their hours. We did keep them there a little bit late, but they got their hours. I do like that we did that rule is if you're not coming to the meetings, you're not getting hours no matter what. I know there was a few situations, but we'll take care of that later.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so overall, awesome event. Public safety was there, they had fun. I'm just gonna keep talking until we finish.
It's gonna break.
Did you hear, the mayor liked it, the council liked it, we had 3 council members there, so.
Yeah, we're gonna look at what are we gonna do for the parking situation also, because we were manning that and a lot went into that. Nancy,
That parking lot was great.
Nancy was on track.
I think we should,
She just didn't stop.
I think we should close our parking lot next year too.
We have it there, let's see what happens.
Yeah, I think there.
I think we go to the next item. Absolutely.
And we start talking about it.
All right, I think we'll close off Halloween and move on to the next item, which is item 7, the County Youth Advocacy Award. So last night, speaking on regards of the award, we got, like I said, we got the line item passed, so now we are on a go to do this. But I told them that we had everything ready to go on the day of lunch, the town staff told us no. Other council was upset at town staff. So now we have $100 for the award itself. A few of them were saying they keep telling us, and we talked about this, was partnering up with EAB during their award ceremony. If I'm being honest, I would rather not partner up with EAB and continue to try to do it with the state of the town. As you all know, the state of the town just passed in October. So we didn't do that, but what we can do with this is if we want to do this award, it would be for this school year, it would be for next school year. Get everything ready to go, have everything picked out, and do it at the next state of the town. Having the award ready and just doing it at the next state of the town.
Through the chair, I would rather start this year and just do it at a council meeting, and then for next year, we start at the state of the town. That's a whole year away. I think we can just push that out early, like now, like.
The problem with doing that, Marissa, is that it's gonna be off balance at one point. That's why I'd say we're at this point already, start getting it ready for next school year, right? We're gonna still be in the fiscal year. And just get through it, get everything ready for it, and then we can now consecutively do it at every state of the time. Because if you do it, let's say we do it at a random council meeting before school ends, it's gonna be a whole year. Until we can do that.
Feel free to go ahead.
If that makes any sense.
I get you. I mean, it's only really, people think like the school year started a long time ago, it's like the second month of school. If we do it now, like we presented in like,
It is the 4th month of school, my guy.
no. School started like the last week of August, September, October, October, it's 2 months and a half.
We're already close to the end of the.
That's 3 months.
3 months, yeah.
The point is, I think that we've waited long enough. The state of the town was 2.5 weeks ago. That means that this award would be presented in a year. I mean, come on.
It is, at the end of the day, it's up to the committee, I'm just giving a recommendation. Well, feel free to speak.
I said we can do it now sometime, like, we presented to a senior this school year. And then next year we presented to a senior for next year's school year. Because if we finally got this approval now, it's already been like a year, more than a year since we've been talking about this. I think it's about time.
What would it be for next year's school year if we do it at the state of the town?
Why not?
It'd be at the year after that. Like
What
I
are we
said,
choosing between having it this year or doing it next year?
it's either doing it at the state of the town, the next year coming, or in October
October of next year,
of next year, obviously. 'cause
or doing it this
we're
year? He
doing
wants
it
to do it
in
now.
June,
In-
or May,
June?
before school ends.
No, that's not, I don't think that's.
It isn't gonna happen before December 31st. I don't think that's realistic. We're going on Thanksgiving break and then we come back for 2 weeks. and
It's
then
not gonna take till June.
Look, my thing is, guys, we have the approval now. This does not take a
Well,
lot.
I did talk about waiting, and they're okay with that too, of doing it the next day.
I'm sure they, Brian, I think they don't really care whether we do the award or not, because they are. I mean, they obviously took, I mean, it's been ridiculous, the process we've had to go through to present like something so simple. My thing is that we just got the approval, but we say to wait a whole other year. To me, it's like, it's a long time to wait.
Yeah, and
The state of the town was, you're saying,
Guys, there's a lot of us, feel free to speak up, please. Instead of me and Maria going back and forth.
What do you guys want? You gonna be done this year?
Like it should be done this.
Yeah.
Talking about it already, yeah, like.
Yeah,
We've been so hard for a while, just to wait 3 years.
Do
we're
it.
like,
I'm
nah.
offering
I
you.
think there's plenty of startups that can with decisions in early March, like anything like that, it's something where it's plausible to do a quick application, like a lot of it's
I
because
can
it's
tell you, I
itself.
can tell you right now, if we try to do it, if we don't do it with the state of the town, they're gonna tell us to go with it. Water? I'm just letting you know, they will not be.
What is EAB?
They're the only event that they have.
we can do it with EAB this year, and then next year we transition to state of the town. And as board members for EAB, you guys are like, there's not gonna be an issue.
I'm just letting you know, if you do it next, in 2024, you cannot have 2 youth advocacy awards in 2024.
God bless.
Oh, wow.
The state of
The
the town
state
is
of the
in
town would
October.
be next week.
So if you do it in May, why don't you just wait till October at that point? You understand what I'm saying?
So.
But the other
I
thing
get what
I'm
you're saying, I get where you're coming from, I just think that at the end of the day, you make it, like, maybe say class of 24,
Yeah.
and you got vacancy award, class of 25, you got vacancy award, class of 26.
but
And
we
make it a
won't,
class.
we won't have that money if nothing.
What do you mean?
We brought them for you.
The.
Idea is to have it because remember, you have to remember that the plan, kind of what we were talking, I was talking about with the council was to have everything ready for the state of the town. The state of the town is in the beginning of October. Our budget doesn't go into effect until October first.
Yeah,
So we would have to have everything ready before then, and we wouldn't have the budget to buy the award or do anything. That's why I'm suggesting doing it in October, because we won't be able to buy another award if we do it at the state.
I think that's a sponsor for the award.
Whole other year.
So it's not, after we do it once, we need another line item. It's weird. We're not gonna have, you understand what I'm saying?
can we double the budget money for this year? Make it 200, allocate 200 for that one, just buy 2 awards with it, and.
That would have to go through council.
I think
because
that's sponsor.
The explanation of the event is one award. We'd have to go in front of council again to change it.
You think they'd have an issue with that?
I mean, it's just as long as.
They don't have an issue with it.
It might take a long. Because I cannot talk in front of them until 6 months from now.
I mean, class 2024 already had to wait for this one, I think class 2025 can wait, if it goes the same thing.
Right, but then we go into the cycle where it won't be the state of the town.
Yeah, it'll keep going the same thing every year,
That's
so
why
at
I'm
some point,
saying
you
it's
either
not-
start it with class of 25 and you just have
That's why I'm
25
okay with doing that.
in October, or you do 24 and then figure out the mess there. Like start do it every year with DAB or something like that.
I'd rather start it with with 25, so we could start that pattern.
Yeah.
I think, how I told the council and how I said it here before is, they give an adult volunteer of the year award, except for Moritz. An adult volunteer of the year award every year at the state of the town. The idea, in my eyes, is to put a student volunteer, of the year, basically, award into the state of the town as well. And that would be giving us, the committee, their recognition as well.
Yeah.
So that's my view on it. I personally would do the class of 2025. So we could really get into this, get it started, right? And have it on that state of the town date instead of doing it with EAD. The only reason is just so we could get on that trend.
Yeah, I guess.
And I don't wanna go into the point where we start giving out multiple awards a year. I just wanna do one award a year and it makes our life easier. So you don't have to do it twice in a few months. Instead of doing it twice and then, or doing it once and then a few months later doing it again, do it once. If you think about it, it's not that much more to wait for 3 or 4 more months after May.
Well, I think we should start with the class of 2024. And then we'll do another one for the class of 2025.
How would we do it?
And
The 25 one.
we can open up applications right now.
No,
December
25, the 25.
25. If we present this award, we don't have to wait for EAB. We can present it in March. And then we'll do the 25 in the state of the town. It'll open
But
up
how, like, in terms of the line item, like, that's the biggest thing where I'm seeing that as an issue, we're opening a new line item.
those. Those logistics can be handled. It's
So,
not a
here-
but
I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna make a motion to do the Town of Miami Lakes Youth Advocacy Award and start planning it for for October of next year for the class of 2025 to be presented at the State of the Town address. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
so. Guys, it's been almost 2 years. We have it approved. We have the money. I will tell you guys right now, if money is an issue. Well, I have sponsors already myself. It's not a problem. I think this line item, it's absolutely not an issue. I think every single council member right now, if they need approval, they'll put it on the agenda for the January meeting.
I'm sorry, I said second, I was wrong. I was supposed to start it, but, I didn't mean to say second.
I think-
I'm really-
Second.
I think we should start.
I can't even do my second, I can't even do my second.
That's fine. Look, guys, we have it finally approved. The flyer has been done for 8 months. Let's just start with the class of 2024 and go with the class of 25. I don't understand why we need to wait a whole
I blurted it
year.
out.
You guys, you want part of 2024?
We all wanna do it this year.
The
We're
people
all
who
in
grad-
agreement. except for Brian, that we should do it this year. Like, we've already been waiting long enough.
Oh, no,
I'm talking about this for a
He
year.
wants to wait until next school year to
They
start.
get it better at next school year.
Well, here's the reason. If
Can we
we,
just vote on this?
we can only do this award once a
It's a
year.
discussion.
If we start doing this, I'd rather give them more recognition at a state of the town address than at an empty council meeting.
I see where
The
that's.
state of the town is packed every year. I'd rather give a student more recognition at a state of the town event.
And we will, Brian, and the
No,
class of
but what-
2025 student will get that
Right,
recognition at the state.
if you start doing this, you're gonna have it, you have to do it once a year.
Mhm.
Don't do it 3 times a year.
I
Do
stand
it.
with Brian.
Like,
I stand with him.
I'm being honest with you. Yes, things take time. Yes, we've been fighting for it, but at the end of the day, you have to think about what makes sense here, right?
But this does make sense. You're making it sound like it's, oh, we're going through 3 awards a year. Nobody wants to do 3 awards a year. Like, I think that's a
It
really,
doesn't matter what.
I think that characteristic you're making is extremely unfair to the situation. We have a graduating class that's graduating in June of 2024,
Great.
and you have one that's graduating in June of 2025.
Yeah, and we had one that graduated in 2023 and we still didn't do it, so it doesn't matter.
As the class of 2024.
And in
I don't
2022, and they didn't
think
get it either, when we were playing it, so.
Fellow 2024, and I think I'll live without the $100. College is
You're not getting the $100. The
$43,000.
$100 to buy the trophy.
Oh, how much is the award?
About 40, 45.
Dollars?
You're not getting money for it.
You're not getting money. You still don't-
Oh my God, let's do it next year.
Well, what's the problem with it happening now? The application is done. It can
Guys,
go.
guys, it's
I don't
very,
understand.
it's very simple.
It's okay, minuscule.
Hold on.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's a motion on the table. There's a motion.
What if we just present it at the spring thing? There's gonna be a lot of people there. If we want it at people, then it should.
So now let's vote and say no.
Is there any more discussion on the motion?
I'll say one thing, I've been to a lot of council meetings and a lot of people, when they're gonna get their awards, you'll see it goes up. If you're gonna get an award for something, in reality, what you
You and
care
my-
about is that your family's there. And I always see the faces and that's really what it is. Cause people leave right after. You know, they don't even wait for the next one, so they don't care about who else is there, they care about that one person. So you wanna do it this year, you know what I mean, like. But then do it next year the other way. you was doing it.
Then you're gonna
But
wait a whole other year. That's what I'm getting at.
Why?
Okay, my thing is just, I don't mind having 2 in a year as long as we make it class of 24, class of 25. My issue is just having to, for example, skip 25, like start with 24, skip 25 and go to 26 because you need to wait for time.
No, that's not gonna happen. We're
My
gonna do
thing,
what?
if 100% positive, like you can get EAB in May or like a council meeting before in March and then do another one to state of the town, I don't see an issue with that.
And I'd also be that kid that's really pissed off when they do one at a normal council meeting and then do one at the most important event of the town.
The remote.
Oh, I'm letting you know.
And,
But let's go ahead and vote.
Yes,
Please take a yes or no vote by name, please.
and before we get to
I'm
that,
voting for Big Peter.
and before we get to that,
Read the motion.
through the chair, as the MC for the state of the town, there were 30 people there. It's not like.
I have to take a look, but explain what we're.
let's take a
You're
look.
welcome.
Take a look.
Brian motions to present the award, for the Youth Advocacy Award for the class of 2025 at the state of the town.
Skipping the class of 25.
Next year, skipping the class of
Don't
2024.
say that, Angel.
Okay.
Now,
I never skipped the class of 2024. I'm just saying we're presenting. it.
He never skipped, he wants to begin it at.
That's not my
just
motion,
clarifying.
but that's not my motion.
Just clarifying. the motion.
That's not clarifying the motion. The motion is to do the class of 2025.
We're not gonna vote on it.
Okay, Brian Rodriguez. Marissa Castro.
No.
Ariana Reyes.
I love it if you-
I'll come back. Angelica Torres. No.
You can't abstain. You have to vote when your name is called.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
that's actually Robert's rule of order.
Then I'll just say yes. Okay. Angelica Torres, no. Leila, Robin Amador.
No,
Leonardo Ladera.
No,
Ana Soto.
No.
Taylor Caballo.
Yes,
Katie Freda.
no.
Okay, moves on.
That's fine.
Thank you, and I would like to make a motion to present, the Town of Miami-Dade Youth Advocacy Award, starting with the class of 2024, with applications opening up in December.
Second,
Any discussion? Any motion?
Yeah, what
Applications
are we
are
doing with
open.
25?
And it's done already, so it's just a matter of.
As per your
adding in, like,
motion, what are we
dates.
doing with 25? Are we doing state of the town 25?
Yeah, I think that can be discussed at a later date, my. This motion is just to ensure that we get it now for class of 2024, and those details will be ironed out when that award will be presented and all that, but. Ideally, yes, for class of 2025, I think we can return to doing it at the state of the town.
Discussion for me, just so, I just wanna make it clear. From an adult's perspective and someone looking in, it kind of looks stupid doing 2 awards in a year. That's my opinion. Any other discussion?
we respect your opinion, but we sadly don't.
And through the chair, Brian, it's not stupid because it's not,
That's why I called it an opinion.
yeah, that's fine, it's not, we're not giving 2 awards in a year. These are different graduating classes.
I didn't mean it like, I meant in a year, in an actual year, in the year of 2024, you're giving out 2 awards.
Then we don't do, okay.
Do you
that's fine.
understand what I'm saying? You're giving out 2 awards in the year of 2024, when this award should be giving out once a year, right? This is the first time we're gonna do it, and then we're gonna give out 2 in the same year. That's my only thing that I'm telling you guys. If we should start it strong, right? Start it with the state of the town, right? That we want this event to happen. We've been working at it for 2 years to do this at the state of the town. It's not gonna hurt to do it at the state of the town this year. That's the only reason I did it. If you guys wanna do it the other way, that's on you. I'm just letting you know how I would believe it looks like from an outside point of view. Sponsors we're not gonna get sponsored for twice in a year. Okay, I'm sure we can, but things like this, you wanna get the same sponsor every time, right? The same sponsor is gonna come back twice for the same award in 1 year, 2024. I'm not talking about.
It's a $100 sponsorship.
I'm not talking about a class, I'm talking about a year. Right, I'm just letting you know how it looks from how I see it or perceive it will look from the outside. If you guys wanna do it differently, that is on you, and you can do it like
Never
that.
heard they can open up.
Any other discussion on that?
One thing, the state of the town address, would they even allow that?
Yes.
Would they, they
I-
focus
I-
a lot
I
on
already- I already-
mayor,
Yes,
other stuff.
Mayor.
No.
So, any other discussion? Right, go ahead and take a vote. When you make your motion.
Marie's motion to present the award for the class of 2024, and open up applications in December. And present the award for the class of 2025 at the state of the town for the following year.
Can you state that part of the motion, just present the award for the class of 2025 later on?
Okay, Marie's motion to present the award for the class of 2024 and open up applications in December. Okay, the text. So, Brian Rodriguez.
No.
Marta Costa.
Yes.
Adina Reyes, yes. Angelica Torres.
Yes.
Robin Amador.
Yes.
Leonardo Ladera.
Yes.
Ana Soto.
Yes.
Pedro Carvalho.
No.
And Amy Fair. Yes.
Motion passes. All right. All right, go ahead. Now, we gotta figure out the dates. Have fun.
Perfect, so.
I'm gonna keep myself out of it.
Thank you, Brian. So with applications, they're already finalized. I'll send a revised copy to Ernie by the end of the week with new dates.
I have to go, sorry, my friend's picking me up.
Please add to the record that. he still have to put out.
Then I can-
So. Yes, so I'll send a revised copy of the application to Ernie by end of week. Ernie, if you can talk to Ken about editing the flyer just with updated dates. Applications can close,
We do need to vote on all of this.
perfect. Applications can close, let's say, if it opens up December 1st. Like January 31st.
I would not recommend that as people are, this year, if you look at the break for winter break, it starts 2 weeks or the last week of December. And kind of, it goes in 2 weeks into January, so that will keep it open longer.
Okay.
Or keep it open, or open it even later, maybe open it in April. Or late February, April, because kids are still doing stuff within the school year, gives us a month to open it up, then we can vote on it at our meeting. That's my opinion for you.
Open it up in April. That's,
Trust me, when I won my PTA award, just so you are aware, it's a nationwide award and they wait once a year to do it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna throw that at you. But when they do that award, they open it up for a month from the whole nation and they vote on a person at one meeting.
so they open it up for 1 month. Perfect. So even shorter.
And that's a nationwide, we're,
Because it sounds like you're
we're very
advocating for the
small.
opposite, you wanna open it up for a longer time.
No,
That's what you said.
no,
You said later and longer.
that's what I said, what I said is if you're gonna open it up in December, keep it open later because of that break. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right,
I
guys.
finish what you're saying.
No, my thing is, Brian,
Wanna make sure he understands.
we have four.
With 6, we have 1. What if we lose another one, we'll do that.
Leo and I have to go like very soon, but, beside the point, no, I have to go like,
But we need to vote on that next.
the thing is, Brian, like opening it up in April or May, that's when I was planning on opening up next year, for summer, for class of 2025.
Here's the thing, we're, like you said, we're 2 months into school.
Right.
You wanna give these kids opportunities to do stuff and prove themselves in their senior year, right? That's why you give them that time to do that. Right, and do more stuff, these.
Mr. Lee, you're a teacher, so do you think it's fair to present this award in March, right? On a council meeting?
Yes.
Absolutely, right?
Yes, open it up in January.
Okay, so.
You can open it up January 1st.
Opening it up January 1st and closing it off,
Let's say.
the week before our,
Halfway through February. right?
Better.
opening it up January 1st
January first.
and closing in February,
No, I wouldn't.
February 16th,
January 1st.
and close it February 16th.
February 16th.
So that when we meet on February 21st, we select a winner.
Alright, opens January 1st and closes February 6th,
16, yes.
2024.
And we vote February 21st.
And we vote.
And then we present it
Present
on
it
March
in
12th.
March, at the March council meeting.
March 12th.
That's it.
February 21st,
Let's vote on
when the vote is.
Because that's when our third meeting is of the
Yes,
month,
yes,
so we'll vote on that day, and then on March 12th, we can present it to the council.
Got it.
Even April, those are still.
Or April, yeah, that's fine. Yep, move it to open January 1st and close February 16th.
Second,
That's right.
That's it.
do we have any discussion?
I'll text you.
No, sounds great. Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye, any opposed? Aye. We put that on the record. The motion passes. All right, next, are we done with that?
Yep.
line item? Cool. We'll move on to item 7A, which is movies at the park. We have our first movie coming up in December. What was the date?
December 22nd.
December 24th.
Friday.
Want to verify, we're cementing the dates, December 22nd, January 19th, and February 9th?
Correct.
Movies at the park.
Keep in mind that December 22nd is gonna be a little lengthier. Because Santa will be making his appearance and we'll be taking pictures.
Okay.
You know, for about an hour, hour and a half, and then the movie begins.
I think at one point we had talked about possibly getting like a little snow machine for this event,
For ice, a snow machine or? Yeah.
like a bubble machine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like a bubble snow, not ice, not real ice, that's more important.
I'm gonna,
Have you ever, I didn't know, have you ever snow?
They do fake snow.
No, they do ice. They do.
25, nothing to our budget.
How much money do they spend on that?
25,
$25,000?
25K.
A bubble machine is cheap.
Oh,
So what I can do is I
You
can
have
look
to
at,
pay for the ice.
what I'll do is I'll look for both options, a rental or one that we can purchase. So we can use over and over and
bubble
over
machine?
again.
A big bubble machine,
Yes, I know.
but like a snow bubble machine, not a normal.
I know what you're talking about. I know what
One that
you're-
shoots the soap
Yeah,
bubbles.
just keep in mind, that's gonna be. Keep in mind, again, this machine that we're looking to either rent or purchase. Is going to be very limited into an area, okay? Don't think it's gonna umbrella over 500 people, because that's not happening, okay?
So through the chair, I invited Anibal, to this meeting, previous title sponsor. We've been having discussions about our title sponsorship, and I just like this committee to reopen public comments or wherever it may be, just so he can have a chance to speak. He's aware of the sponsorship perks, it's at $4,000 for title sponsor for all three movies. He says that they're in and interested, but I won't speak for him, so we can just allow our guests, I'll move to reopen public comment.
I'll second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, any opposed?
Yeah.
Seeing none, motion passes.
Yes, yeah.
Public comments is now open. You guys, thank you for having me again. I don't know if you know that we've been the sponsors of Movies at the Parks for years going on, and actually at the beginning when we started, the sponsorship wasn't 4,000, it was 10,000. We were doing 10 movies, which is crazy. But it went through a season, right? Because we were doing so many of them. So how do we capture that? So I wanted to create not just something like Movies at the Park, but like Movies at the Park season, where we have a theme that ties the three movies together. We've already got businesses in Miami Lakes, obviously mayors, Sergio's, Dr. Limon, Crusaders, they're all gonna give out the gift cards, okay? And then what we wanted to do to tie the event together, to get more people to come out, and then also provide a benefit to the businesses in the community. We're gonna do a jelly bean count contest. Okay, so what happens is that allows us to market the season of the three events all together, and then we'll do it on the last day in February. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna place around the town, around 10 to 15 jars of jelly beans with, you know, the poster for the event, and then people can register and guess how many jelly beans there are. It's almost like a combination of a scavenger hunt, go find the QRC and then go find, and then what we're gonna have is we're gonna have people walking into our businesses in Miami Lakes, the restaurants and, you know, maybe the dry cleaners that usually wouldn't walk in there, just so they can participate in the count, okay? And then I think that would give us, you know, and then I think somebody even offered a $250 cruise as one. So we'll do, you know, whoever gets the blue ones, whoever gets the red ones, whoever gets the right amount before going over. So we could have like 10 different giveaways on the last movie theater, on the last movie that we show. And I think that's just gonna carry the momentum from one event to the other. It's gonna make it really fun. And I think we're gonna have more participation. And we're gonna give a benefit to the business in the area. Because, you know, if you walk into a restaurant and you do that, you sit down and have a coffee or a Mayor's or something like that. On a personal level, man, I'd love to see you guys at work. There's an amazing heart in this room, and I'm not trying to sell you anything, but what I do want to do for this year is I want to carry the momentum from Halloween and make Movies at the Park such an event that people are going to say, man, from Halloween to New Year's, you got to be hanging out in Miami Lakes. Okay, so count on me. I'm good to go. One of the things that I heard here that I applaud is that we gotta start planning earlier. We can't wait until the last minute. I mean, we have a month from the first movie. Ideally, we would start promoting this already. But if we can get all the collateral for the marketing done in about a week, then, you know, we're gonna be running that collateral for 3 months for 3 movies, for a whole movie season. Thank you for that. Any more public comments? Seeing none, public comments is now closed. We'll move on back to item 7A, Movies at the Park. Regarding Movies at the Park, like we said, December 22nd is the first one. I think we already voted into committee to do a Christmas theme event. What we need to decide today is the movie that we're playing.
Did we do the Grinch last year?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was the animated one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have a list of movies, so what I would recommend is coming up with 2 or 3 and then having backups. Sure. If we need to run the backups like that.
Oh, man.
Because ideas made up out of it.
Yes, it's more expensive, but the more popular and the more people will come out.
Is there any Christmas movie?
Tim Allen coming up.
Huh?
Tim Allen coming up with a new Santa Claus movie.
It's not a movie, it's a series
Oh, it's a series.
on Disney Plus, yeah. So we gotta figure something out, whatever you guys want to do. I think the movie is a part of the company.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
And through the chair, not to hurry the committee, but Leo and I have to leave soon, which means that this committee will lose quorum and no more votes can be taken. So if any vote needs to be required,
We have to go to the movie? We have to go to the movie?
or we can give Ernie also.
Die Hard.
I would recommend voting on the time we start the event as well as. this one-
Polar Express. Yeah.
Like I said, older movies.
Older movies are
We
cheaper.
played the Polar Express. and no
What's
one
the
showed up.
website? No one showed up for the website.
Die Hard.
Yeah, I heard better was that we need a.
There's a one in the pool person?
There is.
It's
really cute. The Mickey Christmas one, yeah.
Yeah, the Mickey Christmas one's always.
The newer the
Die
movie,
Hard.
the better and more popular it's gonna be.
All right.
I'm gonna keep saying.
Okay, so what are the newest Christmas movie?
Doesn't necessarily have to be a Christmas movie.
All right, you have Elf, you have Polar Express, you have
Honestly,
Christmas with the Crank.
Elf is like a classic.
Let's stay here?
Yeah, you guys.
We're gonna-
Sure.
I want you guys at the movies at the park.
On the 22nd, that's right before Christmas, so we're actually really busy, but
The January.
January and February. you can
Perfect.
come
You can
in.
count on you.
Awesome. Thank you
Yes,
guys so much.
Are you guys gonna have more food trucks there or what?
That's what I was gonna ask.
There's going to be a limited because of the size of this.
Well, we also haven't decided yet either, whether we're selling food yet.
You can get them in sweets.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's one sweets, if we do food trucks, it's one sweets truck and one.
Savory.
And you would be the sweet one in this case, so then the savory would be.
So there wouldn't be anybody else.
Respect.
And those.
Okay, all right, well, thank you, we'll stay in touch.
Thank you.
Have a good night, guys. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Home Alone, Elf, The
There's a
Grinch.
Home Alone movie that came out
No way.
last year.
There is Nightmare Before
Nightmare
Christmas,
Before
That's a lot.
Rise of the Guardians. If you haven't seen Rise of the Guardians, that's an excellent movie. Excellent movie.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
There was a new Home Alone last year.
Why am I not seeing
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Really good.
Christmas movie, I don't know.
That was a funny movie too. We should do
I
Elf.
don't know if we're crossing.
Elf would be a great movie.
it? I vote for Elf.
Although,
Elf is good.
But yes, it's not a new movie, but it's one of those movies.
You think the kids will turn off for Elf, does it look good?
there is A Christmas Carol, the one that was based off of it was animated by Disney.
Funny movies usually bring, like fun movies usually bring more people out. Elf is one of those movies. No offense, I like the Polar Express, but I don't like the Polar Express as well.
They have a Christmas Story. God, they were on Christmas Story.
Her name's always really good.
It's like.
Deck the Halls, Home Alone 2.
There was a new Home Alone that just came out.
I can't find
I
that.
can't
The
find that.
last one that came out was 2012, right?
There's no way.
Jingle All the Way
Elf sounds
with
good.
Arnold.
Kids and Elf.
Home Alone 5.
Fred Claus.
I'll go ahead.
Home Alone, Sweet Home Alone,
What?
Home Sweet Home Alone, 2021.
Nobody saw that. Well, nobody's heard of that. Why are we gonna put it out?
It's a brand new Home Alone. It has 2 out of 5 stars.
Oh,
2 out of 5.
see, exactly, that's why we're not here.
Elf.
So Elf, Elf, okay.
Elf it is. Let's vote.
Oh, what's the backup? Or do we not?
I'd say 2 backups. I don't even know what that is.
They have like all the, they have like Jack Frost, the Easter Bunny, and a few
Yeah.
other like these.
Oh,
like,
see, my son loves that one.
You have to remember, you want the movies that people are gonna recognize.
I promise you, if you watch it, you won't be
So
disappointed.
when he's-
Watch it,
my
you
son
won't be
loves-
disappointed.
You know what the
So
number.
you have to do movies that people are gonna understand,
That's
like,
a good point, that's a good
recognize, like.
But
Santa Claus.
Potico and people know,
You
right?
can look at the Santa Claus.
Dale, Elf es uno, entonces Home Alone will be a backup, I would say, no? Everybody knows. Home Alone.
What about Home Alone 2?
Home Alone.
Home Alone in New York, yeah.
They're a backup, so yeah.
I'm sure Elf will bring a lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, Santa, it's fun.
Well,
I'll
I'll tell you,
how we're
and
doing the movies.
whatever.
So this one's gonna be a little bit different, so we need to pick, usually the time is 7,
Yes, I'm sorry.
it's usually 7.
Do we wanna do a little earlier? Do we wanna do?
Okay, what I do is keep it at the same time, but start a little bit earlier, so with Santa and all that.
The movie,
So we
the
put a,
movie starts at 7,
But we start the event at 6:36.
the flyer would say basically meet with Santa at.
from 6
let's
to
say
7,
6 and 7.
and then we would probably start the flick at 7:15.
15.
So then now the other question is, do we wanna sell food? As a committee,
Cause I don't know, we did so great with all those food trucks and haunted house.
I wouldn't have as many food
Not
trucks.
as many.
I would have maybe one or two.
we do one,
Just the
Okay.
one.
but
Remember,
if we could sell
It's
food.
small.
Yeah.
Chiquitico.
We
wouldn't have
when
a
we
lot of
used to
food
sell
trucks.
food in the past, I know it sounds
Yeah,
crazy,
max, yeah.
but we make a lot of money selling pizza and candy and sodas and
Yeah,
juice
we.
and water.
talked about getting, like,
Yeah, we can
candy,
try to,
pizza,
if anything, not,
water.
do I think no food trucks and just having
And the
that?
food trucks
For
are
this-
gonna be like
That's why we're talking about that and the dessert, and these people might be good for the desserts.
So let's not do a savory truck, we can just sell pizza.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
That's
for this movie specifically, what I would do is sell pizza, we used to sell sodas, we used to sell waters, juice.
And then they can
And then
handle.
they can do.
They sell those boxes of candy at Costco. I don't know if you've seen them,
Yeah.
that you sell at the schools, we bought a bunch
Oh,
of those.
cheerleaders, yeah.
And we'd sell candy, movie theater candy. We could sell hot chocolate for that one.
You guys make the decision. You guys let me
But
know.
first we need to vote on the movie, so.
Elf,
Oh,
we need
Right,
to
so
vote.
you Elf, Home Alone, and
motion to vote on the movie.
what's the
As
other
a-
backup?
You have to
Are
say
we
the
doing-
backups too?
are we doing
Vote,
Elf?
motion to have
Alone.
more on Elf as the number 1 movie and then Home Alone, as a 2 as a backup.
And
Do we have a second? No,
I'll second.
or, okay, do we have a third?
We didn't have a second backup.
But yeah, that's fine. And can I amend your motion?
Sure.
So first L, second Home Alone 2. And then if third need be, I'll move to give Ernie that executive decision on behalf of the committee. If it comes to a third.
Okay.
Um,
Better reason.
Well, you know that goes. He's gonna call me,
That's fine, but he can handle
That's
it.
fine.
but I'll second your.
Right.
Do we have any discussion?
No.
All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion passes.
So off it is.
Yeah,
All
okay,
for-
now
We're
time.
making, we making an email tomorrow to,
So-
Sue.
That one shouldn't be a problem.
Do we have to make any more motions?
Yes,
Okay, what motion?
whether we're selling food or what we're doing, we still need to vote on having Santa Claus. there.
Pizza,
That's my
motion to sell pizza and to have the
Satisfied,
just
yeah.
dessert and the.
What, everybody?
That's it.
money,
Wait for what?
and we have to pay for a suit.
So Ms. Solder, you made a motion for what?
I mean, a motion to
Oh,
show.
and the
what is it?
snow
To-
machine.
Oh, to sell
Pizza.
pizza. I mean, a motion to sell pizza, have the tres
They
leches.
said it couldn't be here for December.
Oh, okay, so.
But we have, sweet food trucks.
We can
Sweet food trucks, okay, sweet
sell
food
pizza,
trucks.
food trucks, and to have a Santa Claus.
And the house Santa
If I may, I spoke briefly to Oscar from the food trucks, and he said that he would be willing to provide 2 sweet and 3 savory. And among the 3 savory was, pizzas and burgers and his truck. And then the two sweet was gonna be ice cream and.
So-
Batidos, not batidos.
Well, that sounds perfect.
With all, due-
Let you know what he said.
with all due respect to Oscar, I like Oscar, I like the food trucks, but for movies at the park has traditionally been small.
Maybe this year.
Just so you are, but no, just so you guys are aware,
Mm.
the bigger movies at the park gets, the more expensive it gets. I'm letting you know because that happened to us. We got in trouble for that one year. When we played Frozen, we said a certain number of people were coming, and guess what? We had 1,000 people there,
Wow.
and we got a bill
A bill from who?
because
Park?
from the company of the movie that owns the
Yeah.
movie.
Oh, cause we buy
Yeah,
the
like
license for a
it for a
certain amount of
certain
people.
So they asked me, he says, Mr. Soto, what is the number of, guests that you're looking to provide? And I usually end up saying no more than 500. She's, oh, okay, because if it's more than 700 or 750, we have to.
So
Yeah.
my recommendation is, since this event isn't massive, I would recommend not doing food trucks at all.
Does it bring too many people?
It doesn't even bring that, it can bring too many people, but at the same time, it may not bring anyone, and they're not gonna sell anything. And if I'm being honest with you, we charge them $100, we make more money selling stuff.
No, we wouldn't charge them $100, we would charge them 25, or
Yeah.
maybe even 50.
We make a lot more money selling stuff.
So you still have a motion to sell pizza
Yeah, pizza at least one.
And hot chocolate,
and hot
and
dogs.
that's it.
Wait, so just, so,
Pizza,
concession,
Like the popcorn on, yeah. concessions.
popcorn, soda.
Yeah, we
hot
just do
chocolate.
concessions.
Pizza,
Concession.
Just tell them, they know what to fucking say.
pizza concession.
Okay,
I'll second that.
keep
Okay.
in mind the following. You will be in charge of monies, you will be in charge of providing the food, you will be in charge of the cotton candy making or the popcorn making. You guys are in charge of this, okay?
Yep.
That is an extra line of work that we are not used to. Yes, no,
We are.
Sí, pero lo
Because
que
you
quiero
have
saber-
two people, hold on, you have two people in this committee that have done this for years. And Ariana knows this because we've done this for years when we sold and did stuff.
We sell a lot.
We have a motion in a second, so I wanna go through that first, because then I have something else after that.
And then I'll amend that motion to also request 6 volunteers to assist with organizing the tables if it comes to giving out pizza and stuff like that.
I'd recommend Tom. When you start selling something like that.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'll second it.
Because that's if everybody in our committee will talk, we're gonna know. So,
Any discussion, so yeah, so. We've done this in the past. Ariana has done it with me, we have a cash box somewhere that we need to find. We take cash, we do not take card at this event, unless we can,
with the square, let's see, can you just talk to Tom, that brings a lot more money.
I don't know
I
I know what the square is, I don't know what, if.
I think it's, honestly, it's easier to just do. cash.
Don't vote on the motion.
This discussion, I know, but.
We'll walk out of this one.
But yeah, it does bring in more money, and I think we can get this done with us running it, as long as we show up. Any other discussion?
No.
Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, seeing none, motion passes. We'll keep in mind with Moritz and Leo leaving, we can no longer vote on anything, so we can only discuss.
Thank you, I'll have
I
a
mean, anything that would be a possibility of voting, do not bring it up.
You guys gonna,
Alright, which is not. Because we could have also planned our January meeting.
That's fine, but most of, I'm sorry, can you respond to?
No, it's okay, call me after.
It's okay, the most important one, which is the one that we have coming up next, is what we needed, and we will work on, the second one, if we have to throw another quick meeting, we will. Just an FYI, just to throw that out there. With the title sponsor being at 4,000, and currently we have 3,500 that was given to us for a gold sponsorship, for the moves in the park. Additionally, from the $7,000 budget that we have, we're currently at 14,500.
Please make sure that if he wants to be the title sponsor, we have to have a full check. No, I'm being serious. I'm sorry, but I don't want him as my sponsor if we don't have a $4,000 check.
There's like I mentioned to somebody earlier, prior to the start of this meeting, integrity is very important. You have to have it. Yeah, but whatever, it was chosen, there was communication, and it was chosen for him to come in and say that he wanted to be the top sponsor, okay? I hope that there's no hiccups.
So when he brings the check, and if it's not 4,000.
Okay.
Because technically it's a contract and that's what it is.
Mhm.
When you sponsor, you sign a contract saying that you're sponsoring this amount of money. Because then you're taking a spot from someone else that can be that title sponsor. All right, Move on, I guess, to your announcements. Anyone have any?
I got nominated to a healthcare conference, congratulations.
Anything else? I will be, in Tennessee next week, celebrating my daughter's birthday.
Hopefully, some snow.
Yeah, hopefully, I doubt it, but, well, it's gonna be fun.
Any other announcements? Mine is hopefully we'll have a new committee member next month, so
I hope we did not scare you away, okay?
So sorry.
just so you guys are aware, it's a good thing when we come to agree.
Absolutely.
It's actually,
Absolutely.
I know Maurice was very upset with it.
Next
Well, what is that?
Next Wednesday, in December or whatever, the third Wednesday of December.
Let's finish this up really quick.
Yeah, third Wednesday of December.
Yeah, this meeting is adjourned, since we can't vote on adjourning the meeting at 6:35 PM.
How do you,
Thank you guys for coming.
how do you, get the logistics going?